What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for coming to check us out. If you have any questions about who I am, there are some other videos you can go watch, but that's not what this video is about. So last night in my district, it was finally decided that we would be starting distance learning. And I say finally just because this has been a conversation almost every week since school got out. So at this point, we've just been waiting for any decision to be made officially by our district and our state. So, like I said, it was decided that we would be going full-time distance learning for the beginning of the year. So I wanted to show you one of the things that I plan to incorporate. I had already started working on this prior to this announcement because I do plan to use this no matter what, whether I'm in school or not, and that is a Google site. I wanted to make a website. I've seen some other teachers who have made some that I liked, but when I figured out about Google Sites, I just like the fact that it goes along with everything else Google that I use. Google is huge in my district, so the idea of just keeping it Google was super easy. So I'm going to take you on a little walkthrough of my website and then show you how to create some of the elements that I put into my website. I will link my website down below so that you're able to go look at it. And if you have any questions about making it, you can leave it in the comments or you can message me on Instagram. My Instagram is @missklein.teaches, and I'll be happy to help as much as I can. I watched an amazing YouTube video on this tutorial, and this is how I learned how to do it. So I'm going to link her video down below as well. And I would definitely go check hers out because it was so helpful, and especially some of the PowerPoint components I used to create the images on my website, I got from her also. And if you'd like to see me create a video showing you how I did mine, please let me know and I will do an additional video on how I create some of the images and things that I use on Google Classroom or on Google Sites. So without further ado, take a look. All right, guys, I'm going to take a walkthrough of my website that I've built using Google Sites, and then I'm going to show you how to build some of those features into your own website. So to start, I'm going to go into the preview mode so you can see what my website would look like. And what I really like about Google Sites is down here I can view what it looks like on a computer, what it will look like on a tablet, and what it'll look like on a phone. So I did preview it in all those ways just to make sure everything was like clear and linked correctly. So basically, I'm going to show you my homepage first. I did design all of the art, or took the art from other websites, and I put it together using PowerPoint. So any of that you see, I created in PowerPoint, turned into an image, and uploaded it to the website. If you're interested in seeing a video about that, then let me know in the comments, and I'll make a future video about how I do that. But anyway, the art I uploaded. So our school theme this year is camp. So I did name my website Miss Klein's Camp. And for right now, these are the buttons linking to the different pages on my website. And I do also have those you can see on the side. So if I scroll down, the only thing that's on here is going to be announcements that I want my students to know. So right now, obviously there's nothing to announce, but anything important that I want them to see is going to go right on this front page immediately. So the first place that I have is an About Me. And normally I would send this home at open house, but since we're not having open house, we are starting the year distance learning. I wanted my parents to be able to come in and see this. So up here I just have a few pictures of my people, my tribe, just to kind of introduce everything about me. I have a little get to know you blurb, and again, this is like typically what would be in my Meet the Teacher letter. And then my favorites down at the bottom, just so the parents can go back and reference them throughout the year. And then at the bottom, I linked a little back to home. And if we go back to that page, I will show you up here, there's a home button as well as contact me, which will take you to the contact me page, but I will get back to that at the end. Next is my calendar. Typically, we have a folder that goes back and forth every day from home to school, and in the back of this folder is where I put the monthly calendar. These are from, I believe, from Learning in Wonderland, so I'll link those down below because I love them. I re-download them every year because she updates them every year. So I just put this in, again, like downloaded it into Google Slides, edited it, and then exported it as an image, and I was able to put that into my web page. Next is specials. This is
tentatively right now what our special schedule will be, although I don't know exactly how it's going to work with distance learning. So I'll update that and probably put links to the pages as soon as I get that information. And then any upcoming dates are going to go down here at the bottom. So right now I just have the first day of school listed. When we go back to home, the next one is sight words. I am teaching first grade, and sight words are huge, and I'm looping with my kids from kindergarten. So this was the system I used in kindergarten. Once we switched to distance learning, they could earn ice cream scoops. So I'm just going to kind of keep that same system going into first grade since my kids are already used to it. So these are the first 100 words. And then down here, what I really love about Google Sites is I can import stuff from my Google Drive. So I had made this PowerPoint at the end of last year for my kids who got their 100 sight words. So I literally just put the Google Slides presentation right into the web page, and they can go through and see all of those slides, which is amazing. I love it. And then down here, I told them some ways that they can practice learning their sight words. So we make them read and write the sight words to pass. So the first part just tells them ways to practice reading them, and then to practice writing them, I said that down below there are some items you can use. So for each of these, I just kind of put what would normally be in my Word workstation, but if they click on the picture, it links them to their an Amazon link for buying that product. Or some of them, like the doodle boards, I just linked it to the general search for it so they could see what all the different options were and pick one that worked for them. But I loved linking these pictures. Okay, it stopped sharing for some reason. But anyway, sight words, we're going to go back to home. The next link is our class. So what my plan is to give each student a Google slide to fill out at the beginning of the year with just some little facts and a picture of them, since we can't do those usual icebreakers. So right now, obviously, there is nothing on there. So it just says under construction. And I am going to have the parents sign a release form, just knowing that their students' information and pictures will be on our website. And if they don't want it, then it won't go up there. If they sign it, it'll be fine. But this is my little under construction. It hasn't been done yet. We are going to be using Canvas this year. Our district just decided that tonight. So there will be a link through the website to get to Canvas as soon as I learn how to use it, because I have never used it. So any tips, please, please, please share them in the comments or send me a message on Instagram, because I need all the help I can get with that. The next one is extra resources. So right now I just have our school's website, some typing practice, and then Clever is our website that we use for all of our programs. So that's just a link for them to sign on to their Clever also. And the last one, which you already kind of saw, is Contact Me. So we do use Class Dojo. That is the majority of contacting, but I wanted to put this in case there's like sort of an emergency. So basically they would put parent name, student name, if they have a question about the curriculum, technology, if there's a behavior issue, if they need some help with like behavior incentives or behavior plans for their kids, or if they want me to put additional resources up here or anything else, to give me a brief explanation of why they're contacting and how they want me to contact them back. And I did this as a Google form, which again was amazing because it's directly into the website. I didn't have to put a link to the Google form. It's just embedded into the website, which I also love. So now that I've shown you my whole website, I'm going to show you how you make one of these. So I have a new window open here. Once you're logged onto your Google, if you go into your apps here, there's one called Sites. And if you can't find it, I just Googled Google Sites and it'll give you a link to that as well. For some reason, mine takes me to what the old Google Sites looks like. I think I made one in college or something. So I click on this new Google Sites and it takes me here. So you can see that it has my website that I have. There are some templates, so you can click here and check out all the different templates, which is really cool. There are specific education ones, but I am going to go ahead and do a blank one. And I totally stole this whole tutorial. I will link the video down below who I watched, because her video was so helpful and taught me everything. So the first thing that you want to do is if you want to put a name. So like I said, our theme is camp this year, so I did Camp Klein. and then you could add a logo. So this is where in my PowerPoint I made a logo, and mine just says first, but you could put like a picture, or you could make a whole thing and you would put that in add logo. Next is adding your page title. So if you wanted, you could type in here what you want your website to be called, but you're limited to just kind of these fonts and themes. And I love different fonts, so I'm really picky about that. So instead of putting the text, I'm just going to upload an image. So I have a website design, and let's see, I used, here it is, this one. Now some of them kind of showed up a little weird, so you can click adjust readability and it'll adjust it. So mine, I don't want it to do that. I want it nice and bright. Okay, as you can see up here where mine says Camp Klein, it blends in with the background of my image, which is white. But if you did want to make it stand out, you can come up here and you can change the themes. And as you can see, it changes the font up there, and some of them will add some color. So if you want to do that, you can. It'll let you pick some of the different colors. So I like mine just looking very simple. That's a nice font, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So I like to do what's called a divider under my header and between everything I do. So again, the themes will change what the color of that divider is. Let's see. Can make it thicker. So I believe I used, let's see, could use something like this. So if we go back to my website, the way that we put in these, they're called buttons. So I liked these because they're quick, easy, and simple, and you can link them to other pages. So starting with a button, you could start with a schedule tab. So for right now, I'm just going to put here because I haven't created that page. And you can resize it, you can make it smaller. If you come over here, you can have it just be an outlined button, or it can simply just be text. So we'll do the outlined one for this. So I have schedule. Over here again, you can change it, or you can make it a picture if you want for them to click on. Now, if I wanted to make that schedule page, I would come up here to pages. And I'm going to click that plus button, and I named mine the same. So now it automatically takes me to the schedule page. If you want, you could change your background here. You could make a new one that says schedule, or you can leave the same one. So on my website, because I'm just kind of OCD like that, mine is the same through all of my pages. I just deleted the text and kept this part the same, but you could change it if you wanted. And then again down here, I'm going to insert that divider. And then if you wanted to add some text and put, don't mind my typing, so this is collapsible text. So when I click away, it's going to hide that bottom part. So you can either leave it like that, or if I click it again, it gives me the option up here to turn the collapsible part off. So then it will just always be there. And you can change the size of this. So I can make this really small, or I can make it big. You can do a subheading, or this one is just normal text. And again, we can come over here and you can change if it's just colored, if it's brighter, or just regular. So then I would add another divider. Again, like I'm very OCD, I like things clean. So what is great here now is you can use pictures as links for things. So this is what I did with my Amazon pages. So let's say I want to do links for specials. So I could search images on Google. This is a nice one. And I can save image as, and I'll just put PE, save it as a PNG to the desktop. And it's going to pop up down here for me. So I can either click upload and I can find it on my desktop, or I can just drag it right in there. Okay, so as you can see, it kind of cut off the words. So what you can click up here is to uncrop, and it will automatically resize it. So I can put physical education, and you can make it bigger or you can make it smaller, and it'll just kind of adjust. You have to just kind of play with it. On my school website, we had a specific place for each special, as you can see up here. So I just went to the PE one. I'm going to copy the link up at the top. And when I come back here and I want to click just the picture, so when I click it the first time, it's going to highlight the picture and the words. I'm going to click just the picture again and click the link, and I can put it right in there. So now when somebody clicks my picture on the website, it will go straight to that. If I want, I don't have to put words. I can come over here and delete the words. I can come up here now, click music, pick any one of these pictures again, save image as. Drag that picture right in there and uncrop it. And I came to our music page now. I can add a link, and it can just be the picture. Now, to link, I'm going to go back to home over here. To link this button to that page, I'm going to click edit. Now, when I take this part off, it gives me the option of something that's already on my website. So I'm going to click schedule, and it knows to take me to that page. So again, if you come up here and preview it, and I kind of did this along the way just to make sure it was working. Now I can click schedule. It's going to bring me to my page that I made. I can click the link, and it'll take me to that website. So I definitely recommend checking it as you go just to make sure. And again, you can look, oh, here's the tablet view. Still works, which is awesome. Obviously, it's not going to show you the view of that website from those links, but it'll show you on here. And then if those are the only ones I want to use, I can delete these, and I can move these over. I like to put them very even. And then I wanted to add an extra button at the bottom. So again, I'm going to do that divider. And I'm going to do a button at the bottom that says back to home. And I'm going to link it to home. Just like that. So I can come back to home up here. Now, if you noticed on my website, I have my toolbar over here because I have so many links. If I switch it, let me unview. I'm going to click navigation settings. I can switch it to the top, but it's going to have to add this drop down because there's so many more anyway. So I prefer to have my navigation on the side, but it's totally up to your preference and how many links you're going to put. So I'm going to leave this one at the top since I'm only going to put a couple. I'm going to add another button here, and this time I'm going to do a gallery. And I'm just going to put filler because I haven't made it yet. So I can attach this to go right underneath there. There we go. I can move it over here. You can make this longer or shorter. You can make it a picture. So I'm going to add another page. This time I'm going to put gallery. Delete this. So this was one of the things that I really liked about this website because I wanted to put pictures of my life. Normally I would have them hanging in my classroom, obviously, but now I can't. So you could do it this way and put pictures just of you or of your family, whatever you want to put. I personally wanted to do the image carousel. So what you're going to do is upload some images. So I have some of these images in here of my family, and it usually kind of takes a minute. Okay, I gave this a minute to upload some of the pictures. So I just went ahead and put 3 of the pictures that are on my other website in here. So then you're going to click insert, and you can put up to 12 pictures, I believe. So what I did with mine is I made it bigger. So it would be kind of the first thing you see, but you could make it smaller. And then you can come up to settings and go to this settings up here. So you can show the dots or not. You can add captions to show. So I'll show you how to do that in a second. And I put mine on auto start, and I think I have it on slow because medium was too fast. And then you can also put it on very slow. So you can update that. And then for each specific picture, oops, you can click add caption. So I could say Disneyland, Harry Potter, which was my favorite, and hiking day. I'm going to update that so then now you'll see my caption down there at the bottom. And this should be on auto. So if I go into preview again, you'll see that it automatically will rotate, or they can click the arrows. So I loved that feature because, again, like, since we're not going to be in a classroom, I wanted to still kind of have that piece of me to connect with the kids. So that's what I've done. Okay, so uploading the pieces of Google that I talked about, those are so easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another button here, and I'm just going to name it Assignments. I'm going to drag it up here. And I'm going to create a new page. Assignments. And you can drag these around to reorder them if you want. Super easy. So on my assignments page, I am going to insert a Google slide, and you can pick from any of the Google slides in the Google that this is being created from. So like on my other website, I had the sight words. I have some of the calendar stuff. Let me find one. Okay, here's math rotations. We'll insert that. And they can just click through it when you go into preview. On a computer or a tablet, they can just click through it. On a phone, they'll basically launch it and then be able to click through it, which is pretty cool. And that's the same with any Google. So after that, I can come down here. So I can we'll put a Google form since I just did my survey. So my contact survey, I can insert that, which is just, it makes me so happy. I love it. So yeah, I think that's basically it. If you have any other questions, you can ask them in the comments or send me a message if I'm forgetting to include everything. Those are really the only features that I've used. I'm looking forward to using the YouTube link in my resources and putting more pictures up of our class, anything like that. I may add more tabs. That's one of the things that I tried to put into my contact me is if they need additional resources. I'm hoping that if I have parents that send me things that they hope to see, then I can just continue to add to this and build to it. And yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. And again, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. If you have any tips because you've used Google Sites or anything else, please leave that down in the comments. And I just can't wait to roll this out with my class. And hopefully it'll be helpful and make the transition back to full distance learning super smooth. And then hopefully help make the transition to in-person learning smooth when the time comes. So If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you like this video, please give it a like, share it with your teacher friends. It helps me to collaborate with more teachers across the country, which has been so helpful, especially during this pandemic. I hope you're all staying safe and have a great start to the school year. Bye.